All right, guys, this is Chris. Welcome back to my YouTube. We're going to be doing something different, but I'm going to be talking about a book called The Morning Miracle. I want you to notice that it's about 5 in the morning. I've actually been up for a while. I made this PowerPoint. It took me about an hour to make this PowerPoint. It's just things that I've been thinking about in the past 5 months, maybe 6 months. Anyways, this PowerPoint is basically about The Morning Miracle by Hal Elrod. And it talks about 6 habits that can help change or transform your life and things that have been transforming for me that it was so helpful in my self improvement that I decided to share and make a college PowerPoint presentation about it. Um, Real briefly, this is the guy, Hal Elrod, who wrote this book. Oh, I should have had the book on hand, but it's called The Morning Miracle. You should buy it on Amazon. It's very simple to read, straightforward, and basically it talks about 6 practices that helped him kind of change his life. He was at a very low point in his life. He got into a car accident. He couldn't really walk. He went through financial debt. I know he talks about how he lost his sister. We're all going to go through something, and everyone has a story. Everyone goes through trials and circumstances, depression, anxiety, grief, you name it. We're all going to go through hardships in life, and I think this book helped me grow stronger as a person and helped me to pursue my goals and my passions, and to we're in quarantine. This is the time to kind of focus in and concentrate on the life that we want. And so, transitioning into the next slide, you want to create the life that you want. You have the ability to become who you want to be, and to not necessarily have possessions or things that you want, but having the life that you envision for yourself, having the characteristics, the virtues, um, the knowledge, the skill set, whether it be a relationship, financial success, a business, health, uh, spirituality, happiness, love, any of those things that you want, you can have if you put your mind to it. And so I'm gonna kind of unpack some of those things. I don't want to be too technical. Like I'm not here trying to. I guess I am kind of teaching. Hope you guys are taking notes. Just be open to it, because it's a really good book that I found very helpful to me. Um, so yeah, it says pursuing and being your best self. That's always been kind of like my motto, my kind of like life philosophy, if you will, is you can hit the status quo and you can just get by and not challenge yourself, or you can set realistic goals for yourself to build a present and a future life that you want. And what is it going to take to become your best self? What does your best self look like? And if you watch like some of the anime stuff where you have like Goku who's always trying to get stronger, always trying to achieve something more, trying, there's no limitations. And you don't want to settle for a mediocre life. That's kind of his point. What does your best self look like, and how do you get there? How do you achieve your goals, whatever that may be? Become your full potential. And I think that's kind of a lifelong journey to get closer and closer to bridging our ideal self and who we really are, and getting closer and closer to becoming our full potential. The things that we can achieve that we don't always pursue, if that makes sense. And it starts with knowing what you want in life. That's like the $1 million question is, what do you want in life? And that can apply to all areas of life. Um, again, it could be anything. So you kind of have to narrow down and be specific and focus on what are my goals, what do I want, and how do I not only have the vision of it, but how do I put intention, and do I have the means to create that? So here's some quotes. It says, "Never forget that who you're becoming is the single most important determining factor in your quality of life." Who you're becoming, the most important factor for now and for your future. Your level of success will rarely exceed your level of personal development. Your level of success will rarely exceed your level of personal development, because success is something you attract by the person you become. It's a huge quote. It's talking about how your personal development sort of dictates or is correlated with your level of success. And I guess it's how you define success. What do you want to be rich in? Not necessarily, it doesn't always have to be money. You could be rich in relationships, rich in health. But yeah, finances is definitely part of that. Every single one of us already has everything we need to become the happiest we could ever be. Every single one of us already has, you already have everything you need to be the happiest you could ever be. It's simply up to us to remember that in every moment. So you already have the tools. You probably already have the experience to know what makes you happy and how you can create that internally rather than outside circumstances. To find joy within yourself. You're always kind of seeking and chasing after, oh, I need more money, or I need a relationship, or I need a house or a car, or I need the dream job. And we're always trying to chase after something that will be something that completes us or makes us happy, rather than, I already have so much good in my life and good within myself that I'm already complete and I can be happy just as I am, even if my life isn't exactly the way I wanted it to be. You can find inner peace and happiness. And I would argue God is part of that as well. So here's the 6 practices. He has this acronym called SAVERS. Silence, affirmations, visualization, exercise, reading, and scribing. And I'm going to spend the rest of the PowerPoint going through each of those in more detail. The 6 practices. So, yeah. Silence, you can also say meditation. That's a better word for it. Affirmations, visualization, exercise, reading, and scribing, or a better word would be writing or journaling, but scribing fits his acronym better. And so I want to mention that before I go into depth with the 6 practices, is that it's flexible. You can kind of customize it to your own time or needs. Like, I'm working from home right now, so I have the luxury to wake up at any time I really want. So, but his whole thrust of the book is to wake up early, start your day, start it off right, have the first hour of your day on the right footing. And if you have a hard time waking up, it's really because we have to sleep earlier than the day before, and that's created over time. But I say it's flexible because he gives you the skeleton, he gives you kind of like the outline of the practices, but it's not so rigid where you have to do this for half an hour, you have to, exercise for 2 hours a day. It's if you only got 5 to 10 minutes to do each of these practices, then that's what works for you. And if one day of the week you just want to focus on meditation, and the second day you focus on affirmations, you get the idea. It's individualized treatment plan, if you will. For my work, I make treatment plans for people. I talk about goal setting and in 6 months, where do you want to see yourself, and how we're going to get there? What's going to be helpful? What do you need? Um, and customizing it and editing it, revising it. So the amount of time, like I was mentioning, some like meditation is can be very difficult for people. Just sitting down for like 5 minutes, practice meditating for 5 minutes a day. If you can just do that, then great. And then the next day, try 6 minutes. In a month, you'll get to 20 minutes if you have the time in the morning. I practice this every single day for the past 6 months, um, and I do it multiple times. When you have even just a minute or two to just calm your inner self and to clear your mind. And anyways, I could spend a lot of time on that, but um, so the amount of time you do things, when you do them, meaning I exercise more in the afternoon, and that just works for me. Some people like to work out at night or in the day, morning. It's you get the idea. You can schedule what time works best for you. However, the book really promotes doing it in the morning. You can try it, whatever works for you. How you do these disciplines, meaning instead of writing, you might enjoy art more. Instead of reading, I like to watch a lot of YouTube and like learn from other people. Like just I learn more visually than reading. Um, Again, what works for you? Uh, you may not like running, and maybe you like swimming. Yeah, you can customize it. Increase in each of these areas, meaning I could only read like 2 pages a day, and then you started reading 5 pages a day. You can only do 10 push-ups, and then you start doing 20 push-ups. You just slowly increase in these areas. Ask yourself why creating the habit is challenging. So this is something that's really interesting to talk about. Is if you have a hard time sitting down for 5 minutes to pray or to meditate in silence, ask yourself, why is this so hard for me? Like, do I struggle with a sense of ADD or a sense of like anxiety, a sense of like over excessive thoughts? Why is mindfulness and just being present difficult? And so kind of going through the entanglement of the knots within ourselves, or maybe it's how we were raised and why we struggle to exercise. What's the roots of that? And maybe you can help that. Maybe that helps untangle some of the our challenges, is understanding ourselves better. Starting off with the 6 practices, silence. Another word for it could be mindfulness. Um, Sometimes it just helps to just empty your thoughts, and um, mindfulness is kind of general and abstract, but just imagine yourself like at the beach, for instance, and just taking in nature, taking in the sky. Like I looked up at the stars, and you're just like, wow, just amazed and in awe of creation. Um, you can practice mindfulness in many different ways, and I'll kind of share some examples. Prayer is a big one. Um, Not only praying to God, but listening to God and receiving from Him. And there's like different types of like centering prayer. Um, it's a good way to just start your day with God in your life, and asking Him for thanking Him and asking Him for whatever you may need at that time. Breathing techniques. This is huge, huge if you don't practice this already. Um, there's many different ways. People say you're supposed to like use your stomach and your diaphragm and take deep breaths, deep slow breaths. Some people have different numbers. I normally use like 3 seconds in and then 3 seconds out. That just works for me. Some people do 3 seconds in, holding it for 3 seconds and then releasing. So if you're watching this right now, take a deep breath. Like, oh man, that makes such a difference in getting the oxygen to our brain. So you can breathe through your nose. Like my nose is kind of stuffy right now. I'm going to have some allergy issues, but if you breathe in when you release for another 3 seconds, you can breathe in through your nose or through your mouth, whatever works. Some people like to breathe in like a word. I breathe in peace. 2, 3. I breathe out love. 1, 2, 3. So there's different things that help that go with it. But practice that every single day, especially when you're stressed. Take some deep, slow breaths. Okay, guided meditation. Oh, absolutely. If there's like a lot of good ones on YouTube, there's some apps on your phone that you can get. Just like a nice, calm lady just telling you to sit up and to like think about like you know your shoulders and stretching your arms and your your fingers and you're thinking about your body and your breath and being present in that moment and all sorts of different things through guided meditation. Like I love it. I need to practice that more because it's really easier to listen to someone's directions than to just like try to do it on your own. But when you get to a point where you can do it on your own, you can practice it anytime, anywhere. Music and song. Um, I sing a song at least once a day. It's a worship song. I sing Jesus, Lover of My Soul. Jesus, lover of my soul. Jesus, I will never let you go. And so I just sing through that song. Um, I sing some other worship songs. God, you are my God, and I will ever follow. God, you are my God, and I will ever praise you. I will seek you in the morning, and I will learn to walk in your ways, and step by step you'll lead me, and I will follow you all of my days. And so I sing that normally not out loud, but in my head. And it's just a good way to like stop for a moment and like clear your head and to connect with God through worship, through giving him praise, acknowledging him in your life. Um, yeah, that helps me to just reset wherever I am and focus and direct my attention towards God and that God is good and that he brings life and energy and power within us and that's a whole nother topic. um, Taking a hot shower or even a cold shower can be very transforming. uh, I hope you shower every day. But in the morning, before I go to work, I take a nice hot warm shower, and that's the best time to practice silence, um, breathing techniques. I say this word relax. You can whatever word works for you. You know, you can say power or health or love, whatever it is, peace. I use the word relax, and that helps me to just like to commands my body to just take a deep breath, sing a worship song, relax, be present. Use your five senses, meaning to listen to the sounds that are around you, to feel, what's going on around you, what you can see if you're looking out at something. Um, I don't know if taste really, but taste can be like I was eating eggs and sausage this morning for breakfast, and just like this is so good, and just like enjoying the flavor and being present with whatever you're doing. Okay, affirmations. I could probably spend an hour on affirmations. I'll try not. I'll try to condense it. This is why I made a PowerPoint to kind of keep me on track. Um, this little picture says I can't do it, but then he's cutting it off saying I can do it. And these are things you guys already know, but it's controlling how you think and um, killing negativity, and really just training yourself to be in charge of what you think about throughout the day. And it's building a healthy self-talk, um, believing in yourself, telling yourself that you can achieve these things, anything that you want. Some people say you're stupid, or I just can't do it, I'm not good enough, and you become what you believe. So yeah, thinking positive. Something that helps is reading like a book that helps me to come up with these affirmations for myself. um, Self-love and self-confidence, those are two ones that I am growing in. And telling yourself that you're loved, and telling yourself that, believing that you can be successful in today, that you can achieve your goals, and being confident in who you are, and loving yourself as you are, um, rather than being overly critical and you know beating yourself up in that sense. Gratitude goes along with affirmations. I was driving home one day eating like a cheeseburger from McDonald's, and I was just like, man, I'm just not happy with life. I'm just like, well, it's not going the way I thought it would. And then like as I was driving by, eating my like cheeseburger with the radio and the air condition, and just like complaining about life, I see some like homeless people like standing on the street, and I'm like, wow, like they're wearing like ragged clothes, and you can just tell they don't have a lot of people in their life. I'm like, wow, why am I whining, being a little pissy about like how I'm not, happy? Like we're so fortunate, especially in America, to have so much wealth, and we have food to eat and like a bed to sleep in, and some people don't even have the basics like that. So be grateful for even the smallest of things, the people in your life. And so yeah, we become what we believe. Training yourself to believe that you can be successful as you want to, that you can become and be the person that you want. Okay, not to beat a dead horse, but spirituality, this is a game changer. This is really the core of my personal transformation. When I say spirituality, I'm not. I'm more specific to Christianity, and I write beyond self development is Christian spirituality. Beyond self help, beyond all the psychology, is theology, is understanding and knowledge of God and who He is, and how the gospel plays a part in our life, how the Holy Spirit is within us, and how it's called sanctification. It's growing and becoming more like Christ according to His will. Um, Learning about who God is, and in the same sense, we learn about who we are in our relationship to Him as children of God, and how we're forgiven, and how God just lavishes us with grace, pours out His love onto us, and that empowers us, and that frees us, that's liberating us from our sin. And that's where like strength and I think true transformation comes from. um Anyways, that's yeah, that's that. um Going along with affirmations, I talk 3 words that I use every single day multiple times. As I'm doing silence, I move into affirmations. I actually talk about 3 other words first. I say detach, accept, let go. Detach from certain expectations, detach from needing something every moment of the day, detach from expectations and um, feeling like we need certain things to be happy. You don't. You have everything within yourself already. Letting go of like our failures, letting go of our mistakes, letting go of just all of our disappointments that we tend to like hold on to and just like beat ourselves up about. Detach, um, accept, accepting reality, accepting certain truths, accepting that we have the ability to change our lives, but accepting that, hey, things don't always go the way we expected. Detach, accept, let go. So I kind of just like surrendered those thoughts. And then I say wholeness, fullness, abundance. Wholeness, fullness, abundance. Those are all pretty much, what do you call them? Synonyms. You're already whole. You have wholeness already. You have fullness and abundance within you. And this is part of my affirmations, is that I'm whole, I'm full, and I have abundance through God and within myself. That I am strong, that I'm smart, I'm capable, that I'm loved, that I have self-confidence, that I have the ability to achieve anything you want. And then I say, today I'm committed to accomplishing all of my goals. Meaning, I do this a lot when I'm working out. Like today, I'm committed to working out. Today, I'm committed to running around the block. Today, I'm committed to getting all my chores done around the house that I said I would do. And today I'm committed to sitting down for 10 minutes and praying or reading or whatever it is. Today I'm committed to eating healthy, whatever it is. And that somehow psychologically trains your psyche to tell yourself, these are rules. Uh, Whether you exercise today or not isn't an option. It's I am determined and disciplined to follow through with my goals and what I'm set out to do. So that helps me. I found a picture here. Just take a second to look at that. It talks about an internal locus of control and an external locus of control. Internal locus of control is really what we need. It's belief that you are in charge of creating your own life or destiny or circumstance or like you can have these things if you believe you can. I don't know how to explain this well. It says, I can determine my future. Look what I can do. You make things happen. So internal locus control is the belief in yourself that you can be successful, belief in yourself that you can do what you set out to do, that things are within your control. Not everything is within your control, but there's a lot that is. And you have to let go of the things you cannot control and just focus on what you can, what is within your sphere of influence. And then you talk about external locus of control, where it says, there is nothing I can do about my future. Why bother? Why does everything happen to me? Or it's the government, or it's, my parents, or it's my professor, or my boss, or like, we put a lot of blame on external circumstances which dictate, you know, how do I explain this? We put blame on what's happening to us rather than internal locus of control. Is this belief of that I can control. The control is within yourself, and external is the control is from outside stimuli, if that makes any sense. I didn't explain that very well. Um, so the Prayer of Serenity is a great little quote. It says, God grant me the serenity to let go of the things I cannot control, the courage to change the things I can, and the wisdom to know the difference. It's a very popular quote. Let go of the things you can't control. You can't control other people. You can't control the traffic or the weather. But give me the courage to change the things I can. I can change how I feel right now in this moment. I can change how I how how I'll spend the next 10 minutes, or I have the ability to change, you know, how you're going to spend the rest of your day, or if you're going to be watching TV for the next hour, or if you're going to be practice or working on a hobby or something. Control the things that you can, and that's yourself and your thoughts, your inner life, and having the wisdom to know the difference of things you can and cannot control. Self-efficacy is basically the same thing as internal locus of control. It's not only the belief that we can change, but that we possess the ability and have the capacity to change, to grow and improve ourselves for the better. Not only that we can change, but that you have the ability to be successful and to pursue um, this transformation that you're after. You can overcome adversity. We're going to come up across challenges and difficult people and different, you may have a medical condition. It could be all sorts of different things that just happen. And how do you overcome those challenges? If you can take a hit in the face and get back up, you will be stronger for that. And I've gone through a lot of disappointment in life, painful, things, and stressful circumstances, and I think we all have. It's how do you overcome those times of adversity? How do you respond to those challenges? And how do those things make you stronger by overcoming? Maybe it's a drug addiction. Maybe it's a divorce or a loss in the family. Whatever it is, you can heal, you can cope, you can grow, and become better for it. You can be successful as you want. Yeah, I really do believe that the things that you want in life, whatever your goals are, you can achieve them. It's how bad do you want it? Sometimes we like our goals, but then we also value comfort more than achieving our goals. Or we value our free time or our video games more than we want to pursue our nutrition and health and exercise and spirituality. So think about what are some of the challenges that are your habits that we need to break in order to put more time and energy and effort into the things that are going to bring us what we really need and want in life. And I talk a little bit about purpose and drive and motivation and action. I just put these arrows here, just like, what is the reason why I'm doing this? And do I have the focus, the clarity to pursue after what I want? What is my motivation behind my actions? And then you just do the action. You just do it. Like the Nike quote, just do it. Like sometimes you just need to stop thinking and move into action and accomplish. And sometimes it's by doing the action that brings what we need. So that's why these 6 disciplines are important, because the more you do these practices daily, the more you grow in depth in whatever goals that you're pursuing. Visualization, what are your goals? This is a big question. What are the things that are important to you? What do you want to achieve? Um, you could just have one goal. You could have, I think I have like what, 8 goals. Oh, why are they your goals? Again, like, what is the purpose behind and the reason why these are your goals? Why is exercise important to you? Why is nutrition important to you? Because you want to look better or feel better, or why do you want to feel better? Why do you want to look better or be stronger? What purpose? Or you know, and it could be to glorify God. I think that should be the end means or reason why our goals are our goals. If we can glorify God with our bodies and our time and our thought life and our relationships, what's the reason why you want to be successful in your business? Is to make more money? Okay, why do you want more money? Is so you have a more comfortable life? Why do you want a more comfortable life? Why, because and you just keep going down into the why, or what are your reasons, and that let that be your motivation. That's what's going to push you to be running in the morning. That's what's going to push you to be training your mind, to be reading and learning and growing, is understanding why your goals are your goals. Because if there's no reason why, then you're not gonna make any intent towards your goals. It has to be important to you. What would it be like to achieve your goals? Thinking about how would I feel after I've achieved it. Like, if I work out today, how would I feel after? Oh, I'd feel great. I would feel accomplished. I'd feel stronger. I'd feel, like healthier. And feeling those things, um, let's say it's marriage. What would it be like? What would it feel like to be in a loving relationship? And why is that important to you? And you can already kind of taste and feel a sense of what that would be like. To have a successful business, what would that look like? To be successful in that craft, to get that promotion, or to um, have your own home, and what would that feel like and be like? And that will help you to achieve and to make action towards pursuing your goals. What habits and steps do you need to take to reach your goals? Again, there's like subcategories, sub goals to, okay, if I want to eat healthier, what are the few things that I struggle with? I eat too much carbs, so I have too much sugar in my diet. I need to eat more vegetables. I need to cut down on fatty meats, or whatever it is. You have sub goals, and then from there, those all contribute to the big picture. Visualize yourself accomplishing what you need to do. Visualizing and seeing yourself, like actually seeing yourself with what you want. And some people make these vision boards. I don't do that, but um, just imagining and seeing the person you want to be helps you to take steps in that direction. Some people like to travel, and they kind of visualize themselves just being out and adventuring. And so SMART is the acronym that they use for pursuing these different goals. And so S would be specific to the goals that you want to achieve, in terms of um, if you just say, oh, I want to exercise more, well, you got to be specific with how many sets or reps are you going to do, um, what time of day am I going to do it, all sorts of different details to You say I want to make more money. Well, how much money do you want to make? For instance, I'm trying to make 10K this next month, and that's kind of my goal. I'm specific. You can, and it helps you be more measurable. You can see, oh, I only made 7K. Next month I'll try to do better. You can measure your results. Sometimes sometimes it's really hard to measure the growth. If you say I want to be more patient, like how are you going to measure that? Attainable um, is it too challenging? Is it attainable? Is it even possible, or is it too challenging, or is it too easy? So that's where you talk about that in your goals. Um, you can't say I'm gonna run 100-mile marathon by next week. Like it's not attainable. Relevant is what is relevant? um, I think the word is supposed to be realistic. Is it realistic for you to do? So I think attainable and realistic are very similar. Attainable might be if oh gosh, I'm not explaining this too well. It might be too easy for you, or it might be too challenging for you. I think that's how I would explain attainable and relevant. You don't want to overbear yourself where it's too challenging, and you don't want to make it too easy where you don't even have to try. And then T is time based, where it's like I say, make 10,000 in a month. I have a time limit to that goal, for instance, or I'm going to work out for an hour a day. And this is kind of weird, but my acronym for my goals, my personal goals, is GREETS, and my word for this year is consistency. I want to be consistent with my goals. So GREETS is kind of a weird acronym I made, but it helps me to memorize it. God first, prioritizing God in my life. And I know that's not very specific. I know my goals are not very specific, like I just talked about, but in all things, how do you glorify God first and make Him priority? R is to read more. And you can start by reading that book, that The Morning Miracle. Read more scripture. Read, not just necessarily reading, but learning more in however way you can. Find books that interest you. E is to eat right. Nutrition, man, it plays a bigger role than I think a lot of us realized growing up. Like we just eat to like flavor and what comfort or what tastes good, but I think we need to focus more on feeding our bodies the right foods that are going to bring us more health and energy. So we all know we need to eat better. And there's a lot of research that goes into nutrition, meal prepping. E is exercise. You know the benefits of exercise already. It's just a matter of getting it done. Doing weights, having a partner to do it with, or doing something fun. Like my dad does pickleball, and my mom like walks 5,000 steps, and you just get the exercise in. It's good. It's just really, stretch for 5 minutes, do a couple of squats, push-ups, whatever. It really makes a difference if you just do that. Or if you're quarantined at home, like buy a bench, buy some weights, and work out at home. T is to think positive, training yourself again to have the right affirmations. S is to stay active. Sometimes it's easy to get sluggish and lazy and not accomplish much in a day. I have those days, but stay active. get the things you need to do done. Prioritize your work. Prioritize. Um, otherwise we just get too lazy. S is to save money. Money is important. You have to think about investing money and your future, and everything costs money. Everything's expensive nowadays, so you have to be smart with how you spend your money. Um, yeah, that's something I've been thinking a lot about lately. Is how do you make more money and how do you invest it? How do you use money to grow more money? And you have more influence or more freedom to do the things that you want to do. S is to spend time with friends. It's important that you have positive, healthy relationships in your life, not just friends, but with family, coworkers, you name it. There's a couple times in my life where I block people out and I don't want to talk to anybody, but grow in healthy friendships. Exercise. So we talked about, if we can go back to savers, is silence, affirmations, visualization, exercise. It's such a big discipline that we all know that we should do, but we don't do it enough. I argue that most of us do not exercise enough. I just say 30 minutes a day. That's like attainable, right? That's realistic. Um, you can do you can do exercises for 30 minutes a day. It's not that long. Um, make a so my mom does 5,000 steps. I probably do like 2,000 steps. But whatever, people have their different goals. Um, you can do a sport or something that's fun. Make it a routine. Have a ritual. So I normally, go outside, or I normally like, I don't know, do some stretching. That helps me kind of get into the mood to work out. Um, I have like I set my alarm and I do it at a certain time. Just get started. Just do it. Just move. Just put your shoes on and go. Simple and consistent. It doesn't have to be something super complex or P90X and some like intense, crazy workout. Just do something simple that you know. If you can't jog, then just walk. Um, but be consistent with it. That's the key word is do it every day, every other day, whatever it is, to get in enough exercise and have fun with it. R is reading, finding the books you like on topics that interest you. Reading, yeah. Uh, whatever. Again, people have different interests. Whatever it is, like I had a guy who just liked reading like biology and engineering books and chemistry books, and like these are textbooks, and I'm like, he's not even in school and he's like reading, like learning these things that interest him. I read a lot of psychology, theology books, self-help books that can like be applicable to me. And that's the next point, is apply what you're learning into practice. So if it is a book about life or money management or how to create a business or whatever it is, put it into practice. Try it out. Learn, observe, research, absorb, and grow. So reading is kind of the overarching idea. It's like there's so many good books and people we can learn from, but I learn sometimes a lot by just watching a TED talk or observing someone who's experienced in this field longer than I have, and researching what they do, how they started, what worked for them, what didn't, and learning from other people. And most of them write books. A lot of smart people write books, so grow knowledge. S is scribing, also better known as writing or journaling. I think I filled like 4 journals in the past year, and like I have like just like these notebooks that like I I fill out just a bunch of notes, and like sometimes I'll do like doodles and like I don't know, like just different notes that kind of crazy. Just filling out things that you're working on, things that your goals and what you need to accomplish. Make lists and just write down your ideas. um, or if you like to blog or write, that's good too. um, Keep a journal and express yourself. uh, Writing down your goals and documenting progress. Yeah, write down your goals. That's where I got my little greets thing from, is breaking it down into sub goals as well. Review your thoughts and emotions. Look back and read on the things that you wrote. It's helpful to revise and analyze your own thoughts and emotions. So once again, we're gonna wrap up. It's almost an hour. um, Savers, silence, meditation. Affirmations, thinking positive, changing our self-talk. Visualization, seeing the life that we want, creating the life we want. Exercise, just doing it. Put the time in and do something fun and get stronger and enjoy it and feel better for doing it. And your body will thank you. R is reading, grow in knowledge and in the mind, and find things that you're passionate about or that interest you, and then write about it. Scribe, write your progress and your results and what you're thinking about, and write short stories if you want. Just express yourself. Worth noting, that are not in the 6 disciplines or practices in his book. I talk a little bit about nutrition, character traits, relationships, sleep schedules, working hard, growing your business, time management. And real quick about time management is there's no such thing as time management. It's more management of yourself, managing how you live, and thinking about how much time you put into X, Y, and Z. And if you want to grow Z, then put more time into that. If I think that explains it. Spirituality, again, that's kind of to me the core of change and transformation. And spirituality is a way for us to connect with God and to receive all that He has for us, and not only understanding the gospel and salvation, but growing us as a person, receiving from Him. And I think that God's love is transforming, and it encourages us to love others. And I have a little picture of friends in there because it's all about relationships with ourselves and with other people. And how do you grow in that sphere of life? So these are the 8 spheres or dimensions of wellness: intellectual, cognitive, mental. I guess a lot of reading can help in that area. Emotional, writing, expressing, thinking about how we feel. Therapy is helpful for that. Talking it out with someone, understanding what you're going through. Physical, exercise, sports, nutrition. Social, your friendships, your family, people you're talking to, romantic relationships, community, church. That breathes so much life into health. Occupational, our work. That's been a big one. Like, I've been spending so much time on working that it's so much in my mind that you can be successful as you want. You just have to put the time and energy and work into it, and you'll reap the rewards of it. Get into the right field of work that you want to do, that you're passionate about, that's fulfilling for you. Financial, which kind of goes along with occupational, but financial in the sense of managing your money and your resources, and keep track of a budget and not overspending, and then using money, being a good steward of money and investing your money. Environmental, if you look at your room, if you look at your house, like, are you taking care of like where you live? Environmental, you know, impacts our health as well. Most of us probably need to clean up our house a bit, you know. And sometimes that applies to like the people we're living with as well. And then spirituality, again, to me, is like the core of the 8 dimensions, that we already kind of covered and talked about. But that really, if you connect with God, I think that's more important than any of these other spheres. If you can build this relationship with God, we always talk about this relationship with God, but what does that really look like? Do you talk to Him? Do you receive from Him? Are you intentional about learning more about who He is and spending time being in His presence, and not just thinking and talking about God, but like really embracing God's presence in your life? And I think that again is not just transforming it. I think it's the purpose to life is to connect with God and to love others. Anyways, I'll leave you guys with a quote. It says, "An extraordinary life is all about daily, continuous improvements in the areas that matter most." Daily, continuous, consistent improvements, increasing, growth, developing in the areas that matter most. What are the areas that matter most to you? And how can we continue to grow in each of those areas? And I think that will help us to grow and to become our best selves, to reach our potential, and to have the things we want in life, and to know that we can be happy with what we have already in the present and be grateful for what we do have. So, again, not everything was from that book, but those are some of my thoughts. Hope you guys got something out of this long video. Thank you guys for watching. Yeah, let me know what you guys think. If you guys are already applying these things, practice those 6 disciplines: silence, affirmations, visualizations, exercise, reading, and yeah, hope you guys find success in those areas. All right, that's it. Bye.